Coffee Friends number 8, and we are at 8 ounce coffee. Here we have Jen and Wes. Oh, lots of hearts. Yay! Yay. Everybody loves 8 ounce.
Everyone loves Jen. Knows of the Jen.
Oh, okay, very good. Because I know Swiss water got 0 likes.
But we love Swiss water.
Yeah, but nobody likes decaf, apparently. Disrupting the world with decaf. Hello. Somebody just tweeted, I don't like decaf.
I understand.
So I'm so sorry that you don't like decaf. You gotta keep an open mind. So tell us who you are, where we are, and I guess what you do.
Well, we're 8 ounce coffee. We are we're barista gear is what we are. We do all the equipment. We have a lot of customers across North America who are cafes. Wholesale is our biggest part of our business. And we sell equipment. We sell all the really fantastic brands of coffee equipment that we like to use, like
Your equipment
and
people.
Acme, Chemex, and Keep Cups, and all that kind of stuff. So we provide the gear. We mostly sell to cafes so that they can retail, because that's becoming more and more a part of their business models. And we also supply a lot of tools that they can use behind the bar and to make their lives easier.
Great. Well, Wes, I know your guys' story, but for people that don't, how did you maybe get started? Like, because you guys came back from UK.
Yeah.
And how long ago was that?
4 years?
4 years,
4 years,
yeah.
I've worked in a few different places. Actually, one of my first coffee jobs was with Starbucks in the UK many years ago. I used to troubleshoot and open stores.
Everybody.
But I used to troubleshoot and open stores for them over the UK when there was places that were logistically difficult, like in airports, stuff like that. Then I left that for a while, and I worked in a few different areas, and I ended up working in banking. And while I was working in banking, got really into the specialty coffee scene in the UK, which was really big. It was when sort of James Hoffman and Gwilym were sort of the biggest things in the scene.
Name dropping, James Hoffman.
Yeah.
Gwilym.
Lovely guys. Free coffee. No, but no, so we sort of got to know coffee around that time. I was really into that, and Jen sort of got drawn into coffee as well.
Yeah, my first exposure to it was the Worlds in London 2010.
Amazing.
Was just like, this is the coffee thing and I really want to go and I'm going to volunteer. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll come visit. And,
Nerds.
Yeah.
They had a big coffee map, didn't they?
Yeah, the London Coffee Map.
That was really
Penn
cool.
University opened up.
Which is
that
so
time.
amazing, yeah.
So that was kind of my first experience of a good coffee, was sitting down in Penn University with Jim Hoffman, and he made me something on the Harrier wood neck. And I hated coffee, and I tasted it, and he was pairing them with chocolates as well. And it was that kind of...
That's when you drank the Kool-Aid, I think.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history.
Yeah, and I've never really been a big coffee person. It's Wes who's the coffee guy, really, but that was sort of the moment for me that I went, oh, actually, this is kind of interesting. There could be something to this.
And when we came here, we were actually going to open cafes.
Right.
But didn't really fit in. I think after we looked at different business plans, we worked on different business plans, and having a kid at the time, a brand new kid, and we were going to have another one. So
How many kids are we on now, guys?
Just
Two.
Ooh.
That's it, thank you.
2.
Oh my gosh.
Two is
Okay.
good.
Surprise.
2 is good. 4 years. We bought, well, that's sort of where we got our name from, 8 ounce coffee, because we were going to be really, really pretentious and not serve anything above an 8 ounce drink, because we prefer that. Just getting straight to it. So, but in the end, we sort of we thought we'd build a brand, and before we moved into the coffee scene, or think about it more, we moved into coffee shop scene, and we bought in a few products. I mean, we were really successful in the UK, Keep Cup being the first one, and then from there that started to really take off, and our basement started to fill up at home, and then we started moving into bigger lockups, and they started building up commercial lockups, and we employed basement dwelling employees to pack for us and pick things up.
Yeah, very legit. Owen was our first from Phil and Sebastian, and now he's at 33 acres in Vancouver. Yeah.
Oh, I just met him recently. He's like, your name starts with a V.
Yeah.
That's very impressive. Yours is a D. He's like, No, it's Owen. Sorry. Yeah, that's cool. So 8 ounce comes from
Yeah, that was.
nothing above 8 ounce.
That's what it was going to be. So in the end, it just stuck because that's what it was, and people started to recognise it. So,
but it still kind of speaks to what the core of our business is specialty coffee. We do have a wide variety of customers. We have, we have department stores across Canada. We have some of the huge coffee chains are our customers. We have the biggest names of specialty coffee in the States, like Stumptown, Intelli, Bottle, Corvell, like those kind of names are customers of ours. But, at the core, we love these small independent shops that are doing small drinks and, focusing on quality. That's where it all starts, and it just trickles out from there.
And that, I think, from a business perspective, that's the point. When you start with those smaller specialty niche shops, it all goes down to the bigger business from there. Because obviously people look at what's going on in those iconic or very media savvy or media friendly locations are doing a great job, and it sort of filters down to those more accessible cafes, I would guess, and so that's really how we've grown the business.
That's kind of my next question already. I was just going to say, you've grown super califragilistically in the last, 3 years. I mean, the last time I spoke to you, you were like, oh, yeah, we're building a website. I'm going to sell some equipment. Keep cups. I'm like, yeah. You're like, I'm going to sell those. I'm like, yeah, Wes, nice to have coffee with you too. No, okay. I was like, wow.
This interview's over. No.
Right. And then, a couple years later, we were emailing back and forth.
Yeah.
With EK dials and things like that. So that was really exciting. What would you attribute a lot of the growth to?
I think there was a huge need in Canada for what we were doing. When we first got here, we realized there was so much access in Europe to these specialty coffee products. In Canada, not so much. You've got to import it in from the US, you've got to pay US dollars, you've got to pay customs every time it comes over ordered, shipping is expensive, or even, if you've got to bring something in from Japan, bringing small quantities of things in is very expensive. And if every cafe in the country is doing it, then there's a need for one central point, like a company like us, to bring in a container's worth of something and then just distribute it within Canada. So
logistics is really hard.
Yeah, and that's really basically at the essence of it. We're a logistics company. We're an import logistics company. That's what we do. So
it just happens that we distribute things that we really love and we like, so that's really great.
Yeah, that's great. But there was really a need for it. And I think there's a lot of coffee companies that maybe aren't necessarily coffee people like us. Try and offer really good customer service. We're friends with a lot of people. We don't really see this as a company. It's sort of
like so much fun to do.
It's so much fun. Yeah.
But to the question of why we've grown so quickly, a couple of things. When we started the business, there was a couple of things that were really obvious to me. That the people who really needed the help in getting great prices and great products so they could make money were these small cafes, these startup cafes. Except the people who could afford to buy higher volumes and get good prices and get good margins were these bigger cafes. So, and of course the other thing was, if you want to have a good retail line in the store, you'll have, let's say you want AeroPress and some Hario and some of this, where you've got to go to each of these places and do a minimum order, buy a lot in, maybe more than you can afford a lot of the time, especially as a single unit cafe. So we wanted to bring those things together to start with, so people could get a range of different things from us, but also we wanted to make it accessible, so you didn't have to spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to get a good price and be able to wholesale. So, in essence, you said that we're a logistics company. I would add that, and I said we are a logistics and customer focused service company. That's what we need. We want to make sure that people have got what they want, can have a successful business, do well. Because if they do, then if they're successful, then we're successful, right? And so those are the real things that were important to me.
You guys do a lot of shows, don't you?
We've done more this year. This year we've done more. This year we've done more because we've been trying a few different shows to maybe expand our reach. Now we've got some more generic products, I guess. Still really great products, but more generic, have a wider reach. And so we've been testing the water to see if there's other areas that we can move into.
I mean, we don't all make chemicals.
Amazingly, no.
I thought so. Right.
So yeah, so the shows have been, it's been interesting doing more shows, but then it's more taxing as well, so it takes a good few of us out of the business. And
Staff
Yeah.
and lots of planning and lots of money and energy and
Yes.
that.
And then you get back from the show and you've got to get back to everybody's routine.
Right.
It's a lot of work.
So the shows are good, especially for the US, especially for our US growth.
So you've got a very interesting role as far as where your role in coffee or specialty coffee community, whether that be parts and or non-parts and I don't suppose you're a company, but where how do you see yourselves growing in the community or how do you plug into that? Because I think you guys are quite active.
Yeah, coffee community is kind of the reason we do all of this. Love the coffee community. I've been a big part of the Prairie Coffee Collective, which is an organization that we've started. It's kind of carrying on from the barista competitions that happen every year. We're expanding it, and it's becoming more of it's going to be a membership organization. We're doing more events. We're doing the barista movie screening tonight. Putting that plug in there.
Tonight.
Who wants to buy tickets, come down to the Globe tonight. So just events like that kind of bring the community together, and I think we're positioned really well to be a big part of that because we're not one of the cafes or the roasters. We're friends with everybody, and we want everybody to join us.
We don't
And
compete.
we don't compete.
We don't.
And I just love it. We did an event at Spark through Prairie Coffee Collective a couple of months ago, and it was Rosso and Phil and Sebastian together talking about roasting. And I love that kind of thing. It's it's people with similar backgrounds and interests in the same trade, and they're getting together in the same room to talk about things. So it's just bringing the community together as a whole, which benefits all of us in the end. So
I want to see that kind of fostered because that's why we're doing Coffee Friends. That's what I believe in, coffee community, and kind of fostering a platform for people to come together so it's not something that it's not you're still competitive, but in the sense that you don't need to have that get in the way of building community and growing that industry as a whole.
Exactly, especially if your goal is the same thing and your competitor is not the other specialty cafe down the road, it's the bigger chains or whatever,
Take that Tim Hortons cup.
Yeah.
Turn it into specialty. Yeah, very good. That's exactly kind of what I so I have two other questions.
Okay.
One is, if you were to ask the community something, we're gonna post a poll online and see how good we get the response for another week, and then let's see what the results are. So if you're gonna ask the community something, what would you ask that?
Put us on the spot.
Thank you.
That is perfect.
Thank you for
That's
the
what
heads
I wanted.
up. So,
It's live for a reason. Okay, well, you guys can nominate the next one, and then we'll get the poll question out.
sure.
Okay, we'll do that because we do know the answer to
Who
that one.
is your nomination for the next Coffee Friend?
Can we say the reason first?
Yeah.
Because I would love to see him in an interview because he's so hilariously funny, and he'll probably say something inappropriate. Would be the lovely, talented Rob
Kettner.
from
Hey Happy
Coffee,
Victoria.
Victoria,
Yeah,
Fantastic.
we love him. He's great.
and he'll be such good value.
Very good.
Yeah.
Can't wait to talk to him. Going back to BC. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen.
Turn it around and say goodbye. Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in.